This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We enthuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond. Dumela, as we say here in Botswana, welcome to this podcast, Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We bring you entrepreneurs, we bring you trailblazers, we bring you interesting people who empower you and change your life going forward with powerful information. They share their life stories, etc. Always a pleasure to bring them to you. And today I have one such entrepreneur, Mr. from the brand Ramphechane, and I'll let him introduce himself. But before I do, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and do not forget to also strike the notification bell. Thank you very much. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mogobe.
Yeah.
Yes.
The starting point would be for you to share your name and your background with the viewers.
Okay. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Mr. Mogobe. My name is Kutlwano Makwasa. I was born in 1993 in Muchudi. I did grow up in Barobiza Barekasi, more newsstands, around Zola, around Bontle. That's where we grew up there. And then we relocated as my parents built a house in Mogodisani. Mm-hmm. So I have also, lived between Kasi to Kasi, because Kasi to me, that's where I get the inspiration from. We all want to grow. We all want to make it.
My Kasi was Bontling. Your Kasi is what?
Newsstands.
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 Yeah,
yes. Bontling newsstands, they're not
same WhatsApp group.
Same WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, as I was growing up, my father relocated. We relocated to Mogodisani. That's where we grew. That's where we had to.
But now we relocated to Extension 2.
Extension 2.
Which is still Kasi.
So
African more.
So Bafana Bagasi. I can safely say that. So that's where we get the inspiration. So my father basically worked for Botswana for 40 years. That's where I get the inspiration. Botswana. Before that, he worked for Dada for almost 15 years. He was the head man for Dada. Asimula Reksa, the second-hand cars. So he will always tell me the story. The reason why that is successful is because of this. The youth of nowadays, you eat this thing, you don't make sure that there's a profit and all that. You don't pay yourself. You go to the bars. So that's where I get the inspiration from my dad, from way back. Since way back, I think he worked for Botswana for 40 years, and he wasn't receiving so much money in terms of that, but he was able to invest a lot of money into property and all that. So that's where I got the inspiration. Mr. Makwasa. So we are a family. Both of my parents are still alive, and then we are 5 siblings. When
you say property, I get excited because I'm a property guy. No. What property has he invested in?
Property, I'm talking about this thing, had one room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matrok. That's very effective.
That's very effective, even though you have to fight them at month end.
Yeah.
Like pay.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what he did. He made sure that by the time we left newsstands, he had to build 2.5 and all that, and even in Mogodisani, still the same thing. So, but he's looking forward to say,
he can never be broke. A person like that.
Yes, you can never be broke. He always said, I didn't go to school, but every day I have money. But you are not rich. I'm not saying you are rich. Yes, so people should understand that.
You're wealthy, not rich.
Yeah. So we get the inspiration from my dad. So basically, because he didn't go to school, he didn't attend school at all. So, but he was able to build just a house for us to sleep, and for every day for you as a child, an African child, to have food on the table. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. So that's where I get the inspiration from. So my mother, from my mother's side, she come from Muchudi, Bakhatla, and then my father's side, I will say Mukwena, but normally they don't relocate there. They relocate from South Africa. So we had to take the Tswana culture and all that because of our grandparents who relocated in apartheid time. So, yeah.
Okay. Share about the academic side.
The academic side, it's shocking. It's really shocking. When I tell people that most of the time, when I tell them that I didn't even go to varsity, they get shocked. Like, why? I didn't go to varsity because of certain things, because I used to read Robert Kiyosaki too much. In primary school, I was already reading those books.
Robert Kiyosaki. Personal development books.
Yes. Bill Gates. I was already into that. Because when you are in class, you are inspired by Mr.
But Robert Kiyosaki went to university.
Yes.
Bill Gates didn't. Or went and then dropped out.
But I didn't drop anyway. When I was doing Form 2, I got attacked by, I don't know what should I call that situation, because I wasn't well physically. I went to Marina. I went to all the private hospitals, but I couldn't get.
What was the problem?
I had a skin. They said it's a skin problem. I attended so many private hospital, dermatology.
What was the skin doing?
I had rash. My body temperature, it was up and down. So I couldn't really focus. The moment it's too hot, rash all over, I have to scrub myself and all that. So it was very, very painful. Because I went to Marina, I remember they couldn't even heal me. There was no cure for me. So since Form 2, I didn't attend my junior school in Tloha. I was always home.
Was it itchy?
It was itching. To a point whereby I would cry. And my parents will look at me and say, oh.
Didn't someone think that you've been bewitched?
Yeah, people will think like that, but because of my father is a pastor. He has been a pastor for, I think, almost 20 years now. So we pray every day. We make sure that there is a verse every day. I mean, like every day. I still stay at home right now at this age, but
with your parents,
with my parents. So we prayed a lot more than the way we used to pray. That's how I got to find the strength and all that through my father.
So you're completely healed?
Yeah.
As a result of prayer?
I won't say prayer, but
say yes.
Yes.
It's a direct correlation between prayer and results.
Yes.
So why do you doubt that?
No, because I think there's more to the prayer and also for me to heal. So because I think it was around when I finished my Form 5. At that time, I wasn't attending school at all. Head of department, they knew me very well because I would just come to school and then write an exam and then go back home because they knew the situation that I was in by that time. So they had to make sure that I always home. I always study at home. But when there's a test, I have to go and write the test. So it was very painful because I had to write test at the staff room where there's air condition. So it was really painful.
Why do you have to have an air conditioner?
Because my skin didn't allow me to have high temperature. So every time I had to do what, I had to drink cold water. For me, just to make sure that I get to a point whereby I don't feel anything at all. Yes. So by that time, I think I think it was around 2012 or 2013. I wrote the exam from home. I remember very well, but I was a very clever student. When it comes to commerce, TVS, they knew me very well at Nali. They knew me. I didn't do very well in terms of other science, but after that I decided no, I cannot go to varsity because of certain things. My health wise, I can't go there. I'm going to miss a lot of lessons and all that. So because by that time I was still very sick.
Still very sick.
And then my sister-in-law, she took me to Tebe Pazwa. I will never forget that doctor from DRC.
From DRC?
From DRC. I stayed there for a month. After a month, I got
What's his
help.
name? Forgot the name.
I don't.
You'll forget his name, but you won't forget him.
I won't forget him because now he's in Cape Town. He's a surgeon for a certain private hospital in Cape Town. So I will never forget him. So that's how I got healed, by meeting the gentleman.
What was the diagnosis?
He said I have a problem with liver. Liver wasn't waking up to a normal rate. So
after a lot of tests,
but when it comes to him, the first consultation, he looked at me and said
he knew already.
He knew.
He had met the condition before.
He didn't.
Oh.
It was the first time, but he knew because I had to sit down with him and then just talk what is happening through my body.
Oh.
So he said, okay, we need to do a scan. We'll do a scan for you. You'll see the outcome of it. And then they told me that if you had stayed a lot more without coming here, I think we are going to talk about liver cancer. So that's how I got there.
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
that's how I was able to get a healing from him, because he gave me a lot of things. So
it's a combination of prayer and finding the right doctor. Maybe that doctor was found because of prayer.
Because of prayer. Because God
we have to believe that.
Yeah, because I believe that in order for you to achieve something, you need to... You don't need to pray every time and then kneel down and say God without doing anything. You need to do something. So
you never got a chance to go to university. What did you do then to capacitate yourself?
Most of the time what I did, I love reading. I'll get something to do with financial something. I'll read it. I'll make sure that I go to summits. I've attended, I think, more than 30 summits.
Summits as in conferences and symposia, whatever it is, seminars.
Yes, because I remember the first time I went to DJ's Boo conference. My friend was hosting DJ's Boo. DJ's Boo,
friend of mine.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so that's how I got into going to seminars, because I was able to tap into level-headed people. So I needed to stay up, regardless of my education background. So, but very soon I'll be enrolling in one of the top school, which Harvard School, which I'm going to do an online course, business management, and also I'm looking at doing accounts. So
sounds to me that you should be teaching that course. You've learned through the University of Hard Knocks and through self-education and study.
Yes,
sometimes you are the ones who should be teaching these classes.
But I think for me to have more information, because I want to be able to build a brand that easily Africans can affiliate to. It's for me to get every knowledge that I cannot master everything. You understand? Yeah. So that's why I'm doing business management, and also I'm going to be doing accounts, because I want to be able to sit down with an accountant and understand what they are saying to me. I want to be able to sit down with a graphic designer and then be able to understand, because if you don't master that, then people are going to scam you.
So what are the qualifications to become an entrepreneur? What did you have to do to qualify as an entrepreneur?
I think it's a matter of taking a risk, because I think when I was doing Form 1, Standard 7, I changed. I said to my parents, I don't want to be a soldier. I want to be an entrepreneur. I think they thought, what's easy? Yeah. Because both of my families by that time, we didn't have someone. They
thought you were missing a marble.
Yes. They thought, but basically for me it was a different direction, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy for me to convince them. But after a couple of years, that's when they said, okay, you can do whatever that you want. I think the first time my dad gave me 3,000 pula, said go and do your own thing that you want to do, and then
without asking you what you want to do.
Without asking, said go and do whatever business that you want to do. That's how I got the first money from my dad. Even now he still gives me money to say go and start something, go and do this. How's the business doing? No, the business is doing. I'll show him all the receipts and all that. And he will say, okay, fine. How much do you need? No, I need 5,000 pul. He will basically say, take 5,000 pul. I think he's one of the most educated men ever. Yes.
I hope he's watching this.
Yes, he's going to watch it.
Yeah.
He's going to.
Yeah. But so the qualifications are what? Having a well-resourced parent?
No. I don't think my parents are well-resourced, to be fair and honest. Sometimes we go to bed without eating anything. I think...
But they are resourceful.
Yes. I think...
I wanted you to say that.
Yes.
And you are also resourceful.
Okay, yes, I received that.
Do you know what that means?
Yes, they are able to... It's not like they have money, but they're able to say, okay, fine, this is what we can do for you. Yes. And then also, I think to be in an entrepreneurship, I don't think I'm an entrepreneurship, by the way. I think I'm a hustler. What's
the difference?
An entrepreneur is someone that is up there, that they know they are specializing on this.
I'll give you a new label. I'll call you a hustlepreneur.
Yes, hustlepreneur, yes. An entrepreneur is an entrepreneur focuses on something, but when it comes to a hustler, you make sure that every little money that you can get, you do the work. I still get calls to say, can you do this? And I still do it, regardless of...
Beyond what we're going to talk about, what other business are you? What other side gig do you have?
Okay, let me take you back. In 2019, we had a marketing agency company. I had a partner there. So that's the first company.
Marketing what?
Marketing agency.
Marketing what? You have to market something.
Yes, they were marketing companies, Mr. Mogobe. Yes.
Marketing brands or
marketing companies, anything. If you are ABSA, we are going to do a marketing strategy campaign for you. Let's say, for example, you are doing a conference or something. We'll come up with a campaign for you.
Okay.
The reason why people... There's a trending topic. Let's say, for example, it's Mogobe podcast, right? So you are launching Mogobe podcast. In order for you to trend, we have a solution for you. So you'll be able to... We'll do a hashtag for you. Let's say hashtag Mogobe podcast wisdom something, right?
Mogobe nuggets of wisdom.
So we'll be able to take a picture, selfie, and then you post. When you post, you say, oh no, I'm having great time at Mogobe podcast 123, whatever that you want to say, and then the hashtag. So in our system, we'll be able to see the hashtag, that picture. So it's branded Mogobe podcast. So people were creating content for you without you creating content for yourself. So that's a mileage. So, and also people, it's like mouth to mouth.
Yes.
People will be asking, what is Mogobe? So that's when it's like saying, okay, fine, you come to my event. At the same time, you are going to market my event without me marketing the event. I think around 2019 to 2022, you did see that a lot. It was us doing that. We did for...
what's the name of the marketing company?
It was Frog Social. Frog Social.
Friend Social.
Froggy.
Okay.
Frog Social. Froggy Social.
Yeah, like frog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I left the company.
Why did you leave?
Because I wanted to focus on my dream. My dream has always been clothing. I sold T-shirt when I was doing Form 1. My classmates, they will laugh at me. So what are you doing? So basically, I love clothing in terms of clothing. Whatever that matters when it comes to clothing, I'll sell it. But it depends because mostly I focus on brands that embrace the African culture. So if I say Ramphetshane right now, you think of your grandparents, you think of the culture. So that's why I had a
Ramphechane. Can you explain the meaning for those who don't know Setswana?
Ramphetshane, I will say it's African sandal. African sandal.
Made of
leather or a tire. Yes.
Well, this was before the time of tires only.
Yes.
Made of leather.
Yes. So that's how I've been doing small things, small businesses.
So how did the ideation come around? How did the idea to label, what connected you to the name?
Okay, in 2019 I was in a vacation in Mozambique. We were busy enjoying ourselves, as you know, you enjoy yourself and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, in Ponta Dioho. So when we came this side, I think it was around 2020 by that time, around 3 January. So when I get here, my dad tells me there's COVID-19. So I'm like, what is COVID-19? So I had to do research. I had to find a solution where there is no solution. So it was spreading at a high rate in China and Asian countries. So I think after like
towards the end of January, it started in America.
Yes. So I discovered that it was all over Europe after 7 days. I was like,
spreading fast, yeah.
We are going to have this COVID-19 if we don't come up with a solution that is the financial part. So for me to come up with Ramphetshane, I didn't think it was going to be big, to be honest.
You didn't think the shoe is going to be big?
Yes.
I mean the label. The brand.
Yes, because initially when I started this thing, it was the flip-flop.
Yeah.
The flip-flop. So I went to...
Like pata.
I went to Mr. Price. I bought the flip-flop. I think it was around 40 pula. I went to Commerce Park. There's a Jordan, a white guy that side. I said, I want you to engrave on this flip-flop. He was like, what are you trying to do? I said, just do it.
Engrave these words.
Engrave these words, Ramphetshane. Because before that, I told my friends, I said, I want to do a brand, a flip-flop brand, just for me, just to make money. That's it, to survive. Because I knew companies were going to pull out of a marketing agency. Who would want to invest 1 million in a marketing agency?
When there's no food.
When there's no food.
When there's no work.
Yes. So basically that's what I did. And then they were busy laughing. They said, are you crazy? Who's going to buy a flip-flop for 200 pula? We are buying this thing in high shops, which I don't want to mention here. High-end shops? Yeah, high-end shops, which I don't want to mention here.
Well, we all know them.
Yeah, we all know them. They are my competitors. I cannot mention them.
Yeah.
So after that, I had to do a research again. I did a research and I found out, where can I make this? I said, okay, fine. I'm broke. I don't have money. What is the next step right now? So what I did was, for me, just to show my friends, people that I know that they can inject money into the idea. Some were rejecting. They said, you are crazy. We cannot inject money into a flip-flop. Pata, you can buy them in Chinese shops. Why should we inject money into this project? And then
So just the plastic one, you just put the engrave and then sell it how much?
What I did engrave it. After engraving it, I just looked at the flip-flop. I said, nah, it's not interesting. I want something that you can easily affiliate to. Like I said, Ramphetshane, you think of the culture, where you come from. So I needed to come up with an idea. How can I make sure these flip-flops are attractive? So what I did, we made it sure with the designer and all that, we made it sure that it's an African artwork on top. It's an African artworks that speaks to African people. And then we did them where we did them in South Africa. After that, they came this side. Remember, it was someone injecting money. I didn't have money by that time, but it was someone injecting money. So we did them after like 6 months.
Shares,
yeah, I sold 50% shares. He was now a partner.
Yeah.
So as the time goes on, I was like, no, this thing is not a flip-flop brand now. It's beyond that. My clients, they were not looking to purchase only a flip-flop. They were looking to purchase a T-shirt, a socks,
carry on, yes.
Flip-flop, socks, T-shirt, and all that. And then I said, okay, fine. Let me see what I can do, because people are the buying power. I'm not the product. I don't own it. People are now my clients are now owning the brand. I used to own it when it was an idea from the head. Now I need to do what? I need to expand. And then
That's very interesting thinking, eh?
Yes.
Once you've launched it, once you've availed to the public, it's no longer yours.
It's no longer
yours.
yours.
So you need feedback from the market.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So that's how it all started. But it started for me because I didn't post. I didn't post on social media that flip flops are available. What I did, Facebook it's a powerful tool. That's how I see it. It's like a shop. That's where people buy. So I did send my friend. She wasn't my friend by that time. Wakan's Alfred. I said, Wakan's Alfred. I have an interesting product. I think I'm the first.
I'm showing the viewers the name that we're talking about.
So I think I'm the first person to do this thing because what I did the research. I didn't find any black guy owning a flip-flop brand in Africa. So she said, okay, let me see. One. Not even one by that time. I said, okay.
It's Fubu. I don't know whether they have flip-flops.
What?
Fubu, for us, by us. Damon John.
Oh, no, I understand. But
it's an American.
It's American. I was focusing on Africa. I didn't find anyone. I said, I have a product here. She was like, okay, just send. Let me see. She was like, by evening, you need to come and drop them. And then I sent a message to Inelen Kavimba. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't even know.
Incidentally, both Kavinda and Alfred have been guests. If you type Oaganse Alfred on Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom, her video will come up. If you type Inelen Kavindaba, her video will come up in case you want to know their stories.
Yes.
I'm talking to the viewer now.
Yes. So that's how it started. So Inelen Kavimba, she shared the product on social media. I think we got almost 600 likes and then almost 200 shares. So it was trending even in South Africa.
What exactly was the product?
The product was the flip-flops.
The very same one that you...
Yeah. So, but it was more at a high level now. It wasn't only engraved. It was the artwork showing the African lifestyle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Made of what?
It was made of it's a premium rubber, right? So the artwork, it was just screen printing on top.
Okay.
So it speaks to you.
Okay.
So that's how it started. So it was trending within just
Before
7
you
days.
go any further, explain this animal here.
It's a meerkat.
Yeah, because it reminds me of the lizard. The lizard that they used to sell insurance in America. I think it's called Geico.
Geico.
There's a big insurance company owned by Warren Buffett called Geico. They've got a similar sort of lizard, but theirs is a lizard, but it's on its feet as well.
Yes.
So, explain this animal, this creature.
Yeah, it's a meerkat. Meerkat musima. Yes, if you go to Kalahadi or at the cattle post, there's always holes. As
a cattle post guy, I know what you're talking about.
So that's where you can find them if you want to see them. Yeah. So that's how we got to a point where we wanted to create something like this, because we wanted to create something which is totally different. We didn't want to create something that will remind you of something. We wanted to be the first people to create something, and then if someone tries and copies our brand, you'll notice they will be marketing us because you'll be referring them, Ramphetshane. So that's how we got to that point. And also the name Ramphetshane, basically, it was totally, we came up with the name because I came up with the name basically just because I wanted to create a brand that Africans can easily affiliate to, but starting with Botswana. So I didn't want an American name or an English or a Brazilian or the Portuguese, whatever. I wanted to create something that you can easily affiliate to. So when I say Ramphetshane to you, you think of the culture where you come from. So I was like, okay, this is what we are going to do. We are going to create a brand name called Ramphechane so that we don't spend more money in terms of marketing. So when they see Ramphechane, they're going to think of the African parents or whatever. So
what's the target market and the exact offering, the product offerings now as we speak?
Okay, right now we have the slides. the slides. But beats about the pushing. We have the slides. They cost 500 pula. It's high premium.
Okay, manufactured where?
We manufacture them overseas. Yes, because here it's too expensive for you to manufacture them. It's really expensive.
To manufacture in Africa?
To manufacture in Africa is really expensive.
What is the reason for that?
The missioner. Start with the missioner. Start with the rubber. The rubber. Start with without starting with the rubber and all that is the education behind who went to school to manufacture this. That's the number one question. You don't have any.
But can't you train people?
I'm in a process to do other stuff here because my machine has been at the airport I think for 7 days. So because of delays and all that, I have a machine that is coming here.
What does the machine do?
We are going to do flip-flops fully here. We are going to do flip-flops, a premium rubber flip-flops. So I think in 2 months' time we'll have a plant here that is going to do flip-flops.
You self-funded?
Self-funded.
Or SIDA funded?
Self-funded.
Okay.
Yeah.
It means that the sales are coming in.
We are trying.
Yeah.
So
okay. So this is one product. What are the others?
We have the socks, which people can check them on social media. We have the socks. We have the red one, we have the white one, and the black one. So we are introducing windbreakers very soon. We are introducing sneakers. Totally different sneaker. If you can go through our social media pages, we have the sneaker that we did launch it. I think it was last year. Not that one. We are dropping it in 14 days time. We'll be dropping that sneaker. So it's going to show you the direction that we're gonna take. Because we are going fully on fashion, also sports. Yes. So, but it's not. So
right now it's the socks, the flip-flop, and the sneaker.
The sneaker is going to drop in 14 days.
Can you show us the sneaker, sir? I believe you're wearing it.
No. This one I've long time shared on social media. This one because of the inflation.
Let's see which one. Show the people. You have to go back and show them.
This one.
Oh, okay. All right. That one is old.
It's old. I think the reason why I didn't release it is just because of the inflation. When we were ready to pay almost 200,000, inflation came. Remember, it was around Ukraine war. Inflation, the price went up. The war
started beginning of 22.
Yes, the price went up. So you're like, I can't. By that time, I had borrowed that money. So there was a friend of mine who said, okay, I'll borrow you that money. I had to take it back to my friend. So the sneaker that is going to drop in 14 days time is going to show the direction that we are taking. We are going fully because we are self-funded. And also, even though it's really hard, but we are trying to say, okay, fine, we can make it without going to banks. We can, the small money that we make, we can reinvest it again. So that's how we got to a point whereby we have.
Is there any reason you're avoiding banks?
Yeah. I have friends who are branch managers and all that, so they have so many requirements in terms of going to the bank and say, okay, I need money. For someone who's self-funded like me, I've been running the business alone. It's only last week I had to hire an accountant to say, okay, fine, take care of the books. You have to check the accounts, everything. So now I don't swipe anything. So I have to consult with my accountant and say, okay,
for everything, yeah.
For everything. So, and then I have the videography guy. I pay him every month. He does videos. He does photo shoot. I have people that I call to say, come and model for me and all that. I have to pay them. I have to give them whatever the product that we will be shooting. I have to give them. Whether it's a shoot that is worth 5,000, I have to give.
So what's the short-term plan?
The short-term plan for me, I don't think, but I know, is to have a shop by December. Is to have a shop where people can come and get to see our products, even though they don't buy. Just passing, they can be able to appreciate. Maybe next time they will be able to get something, one of our products. So that's the short term. But basically, what we want to do, we want to make sure that as soon as possible, we sign someone, an athlete, and say we want you to be the brand ambassador. It's unfortunate enough that I wanted to sign one of the most promising athlete in Botswana, but she signed with Adidas.
Can't you have both, or it's a competitor?
It's a competitor.
Yeah.
So
Adidas has deeper pockets.
It's deeper pockets. So, but
so you don't begrudge it.
No, it's business. It's business. I have to allow them to grow, and also I have to allow myself to grow. I have to make sure that I strive for perfection. Yes. And
in terms of market reach?
Yes. In terms of the market reach, this one, it's one of the most interesting part wherever I go. It's one of the most interesting.
What do you mean?
I get a lot of calls. Let's say someone that in UK. I get a call, or I just receive a video call. I will see someone working Ramphechane in UK.
Showing it off.
Yes, because we cover as far as UK, Australia, Sydney, Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago,
to
USA.
Africans there, or just to everybody?
Africans and white people. Yeah, they buy the brand. I have I think almost 30 clients, white people from this country. They purchase every product that I drop. They will say, don't ask me, don't call me, just drop it at the office and I will drop it and they will pay. And sometimes they think, you need to increase the price because of the quality. So the market reach, we need to start with Southern Africa. That is the first step. To a point whereby I think Lusaka is one of those countries that I want to go and launch, because we have clients in Lusaka. So we have clients in Krugersdorp. They say in Krugersdorp, Klerksdorp. The Tswana-speaking people in South Africa and Lesotho, they always make sure that they call
because they understand the name.
They understand the name. And even the Zulus, they understand it in a different way. When you say Ramphetshane, they'll ask you, what is Ramphetshane? I'll be saying, the African sandal. Yeah, the Zulu sandal that you use on when you celebrate Mahadi or something. That is the same sandal that I named Ramphechane. It's only that the name is different.
Call it, what do they call it there?
I don't
something
know.
Else.
They call it something else.
So it's not difficult for them to relate.
It's not difficult because they can hear Setswana. They have the Setswana speaking.
Yeah. Now, how does the Ramphechane translate to other products? I can see the sock because it's a foot, but when you talk of t-shirts and hats and other things as you grow, is it going to be a different label, or you still run with Ramphechane?
I still gonna run with Ramphechane. I had a difficult decision to make in terms of, should I continue with Ramphechane or should I create, because I'm good when it comes to creating with Tswana names. I don't want to mention those two ones which I preserved for later use, because Ramphechane should not be just a footwear. It should be a fashion wear. It's apparel, yes. So how do you do that? You start with other products. You say, okay, socks. They understood the flip-flops. That was the first time I said, I want to test the market right now. Socks. Now they tell me they want more. So I have to listen to them. It's not my idea anymore. It's their idea. They control whatever. Yes.
No, I like that you respect the market. But what's the decision for sticking to the name no matter what?
Decision is because okay, here's the thing. The reason why I stopped, because there was a time when I stopped Ramphechane at all. We were at 40,000 people on social media, on Facebook alone. It's because
40,000 likes.
40,000 likes. We're getting calls from MTN. We're getting calls from we got calls from DBS. We did deliver for DBS. We got calls from DSTV Botswana. We got a lot of calls. The dialogue group. We got a lot of calls. We were able to deliver. So companies were calling. So For me, because I started Ramphetshane knowing that is something that is going to make just a small money for me to survive during COVID-19. So when we started the flip-flops, now people wanted more. And then my partner by that time, he said, no, but let's stick to the flip-flop. I said, I don't want to stick to it because I don't control, I don't have mine. The buying people, you must listen to them because they control, or else you'll have to close this brand. So my partner by that time...
Which is great advice.
Yeah, my partner by that time said, okay, no, it's fine. You can, I'm trying to open another company. Let me go, and then you... So by that time, because I wanted to rebrand everything, I had to delete all the social media platforms.
Really?
Yeah, restart again. Because we are close to almost 100,000 on social media, all social media platforms.
Under which name?
Ramphechane.
Why did you delete?
Because when I want to start something, I want to start it on a clean sheet. I want people now to understand Ramphechane from a different perspective.
How could brands evolve? You could have just said we've evolved.
Yes, because you have to look at the fact that there were so many things that I shared with my partner. So I didn't want to ride on my partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like this, Mr. Mogobe. Let's say, for example, we start something. We start a restaurant. After parting ways with me, we can say it's no longer Mogobe's restaurant. It's wisdom podcast. Because you want to own it.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not about having 100,000, but it's about saying I started this thing and I want to be able to continue. I don't want to ride on someone's success.
Is there anything that caused the split, if you're willing to share?
Basically, he wanted to do, because I wanted the brand to be able to do anything, anytime. He was like, but I don't think you should.
You wanted to grow.
Yeah, I said, let's grow.
And the idea was, let's stick with what we have.
Let's stick what we have. I said, no, the vision now is...
So the visions were conflicting.
And he was starting another company. He said, I'm going to focus on... because he has other companies. He said, no, it's fine. Let me start. But we are still friends, though. We go to the same church. We didn't fight.
Yeah, that's good. So it's amicable. So as we talk, the company is made up of who? How many employees and so on?
We have the graphic design, the videography guy. We have accountant, and it's me. Okay. So we are three. But let's say, for example, we shoot something. We always have modelers who comes to assist us, and we pay them.
As and when.
But I think around October, that's when we'll expand, because now we want to grow. Apart
from the split with your former partner, any challenges, any setbacks?
Yes, it's an emotional one. When you talk about retail in Botswana, I don't think the government understands very well. I don't think they understand the clear vision. When you talk about branding, or you talk about brand in South Africa, they understand you. The government is the one that makes sure that you survive for the next 5 years or something. I will give you a typical example. When they said tax will be 12%, I think it was around 12% by that time. Just to
there was a small reduction, from 14 to 12.
Yes.
But it's gone back.
It's gone back. It affects us as a young entrepreneur. So you are like, okay, fine. I was paying 8,000 for the consignment to arrive in Botswana, and now I have to pay 14,000. And the moment you say my price is 600 pula, people question it. They don't look at the process of you getting the consignment to a final stage whereby you receive them at the doorstep.
Input costs, as it were. Additional transport costs.
Yes. So the government should be making sure that the youth doesn't fall out because of tax and VAT at the border and all that. Because you can say, okay, fine. By the way, every sneaker that enters into the country is 30% of that money, right? Let's say, for example, I've paid for 200,000 value of sneakers. When they enter into the country, is how much? That is the first step. That's a lot. That's 60,000. You see? We haven't added other costs in terms of delivery and all that. So it's I think the government should be coming up with something that they can be able to assist in terms of like the retail side and all that, to say, okay, fine, if you are a youth, we are going to make sure that we relieve you for 5 years, you're going to pay 10% of tax. Have a certificate for that. That's how we'll grow. That's how we'll be able to make sure that we hire a lot of people. And also, for example,
under certain waivers that are enjoyed by certain industries, manufacturing and so on and so forth.
Yeah, manufacturing part, right? I think by Botswana Investment, there is whereby you can purchase a machine overseas. There is a certain percentage that you can pay and all that. They can train whatever they want to train. I was there last week. It's a good thing, but when you start, that's when you have a problem. That's when you have a problem, because you'll have to add maths times 10. Redo it and say, if I can sell it for 400 pula, I'm making 50 pula profit. If I sell it for this much, I'm making this. But the key thing is not to make profit from the first time you start. Is to make sure that you are in people's eyes. Like you are marketing it. You spend a lot of money in terms of marketing. You spend a lot of money in terms of photo shoot and all that. So you want to be what? You want to be relevant to the market. You are fighting the big brands, remember. So if you are going to do a photo shoot which is lower quality, you are paying less.
Yeah.
But if you pay so much to a high-end photographer, you get good results.
Okay.
And the second one, the third one, by the way, people always ask, why this price? I don't answer that.
Sometimes they focus more on price than on value.
On value. But our clients from Ramphetshane...
Why don't you answer the question?
I don't answer it because I think it's something that... I don't need to answer to anyone, because the moment I say I pay this for this much at the border gate, I pay this much and all that to a final stage. The question is this a good product? I will answer you. When you say, is it a premium rubber? I will say it's a premium rubber. That's why we sell at this price. If you are saying, okay, fine, sell it for 250. Now you are detecting terms and conditions. You are saying I must suffer because of you, which is a problem. So most of the time, even people post on social media say, the cost is high and all that. I don't have a problem. I'll tell you why. I had one client from Mogobe Landboard. She was a cleaner by that time. I think it was 2020. She bought 5 pairs. She said, Wanaka, I'm going to make sure after 5 months, I'm going to make sure that I save mine. So someone from...
5 pairs for her family or for herself?
Family. So by that time, I knew that if someone want to buy Gucci or they want to buy all black,
Louis Vuitton, Gucci,
all black, your restaurant,
they
will come for it after 5 years. They don't negotiate because they know it's a good product.
They appreciate value.
They appreciate. For the fact that you called, for the fact that you said, is this Ramphetshane, it means that you value us. So you need to give us the value. So we are giving the value in terms of what? The product. You are giving us the value in terms of what? Paying. And remember, people vote with money.
Yeah. Who do you look up to, sir? I mean, obviously you are in the fashion industry. Some of the people in your industry are the richest people in the world. And some others are very, very famous designers. Who do you look up to and why?
What a question. Just to be honest with you, I don't have a fashion... from the fashion side, I don't have, to be honest. I don't have. Like I said, I'm inspired by Africans. I'm inspired by our culture, the way we live. That's an inspiration for me. Everything that we do...
So no particular individual?
Yes.
That you call your hero?
I used to have one.
What happened?
I think sometimes it's a matter of adjusting to the reality, to say they have gone the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure that I'm do this alone.
Yeah.
So I think I'll say my dad.
Your dad, eh?
I'll say my dad, because that man
is very impactful in your life.
Yeah,
that's very good. It's beautiful for a son to say that about his father.
My dad.
That's beautiful.
My dad, even coming here, I said, my dad, I'm going to a Mogobe podcast. I said, go and represent us. Go and make sure that people know about Ramphechane. Go with God. He always embraces God.
Raise your voice, by the way.
he always embraces God before anything else.
Yes.
For the fact that he worked for 40 years without receiving so much, but he was able to build a house for us, it's an inspiration for me, because most of the time I don't tell him. I don't. He's an old man. He's about 8 years. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't tell him most of the times, but sometimes I'll be in a sitting room, I'll just look at this man, I'll be like,
admiring him.
Yeah,
appreciating him.
I
hope he watches Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom.
He's going to start watching.
If he's not watching it.
So that's how I used to do DJ's Boo. I always make sure that I check his pages and all that. I met him at I think it was 2020 in Grand Palm. We were able to sit and talk.
Very down to earth guy. Very easy going.
Very easy. And then I think I have 2 or 3 people, but I won't say I'm close to say I admire what they do. But I think people are admiring the work that I do. So yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about long-term prospects. If we're talking 2 decades or more, what does the future hold for this brand?
This brand, the way I've imagined this brand, it's becoming slowly by slowly. Because the long term is to have an athletic team to the world champions. Addressed by Ramphechane on the field. Ramphechane. I've already imagined how they are going to market the brand on field. The same way that they did with Bailey, Adidas, whether it's Nike. The same thing that they did, I'm doing it in a different way. So I've imagined how we are going to rise, because one thing that makes me to say I want to be able to rise from this level to the upper level is because I get calls. It's really crazy, because I get international calls from international artists from South Africa, whether it's Nigeria. What
do they want?
They want to be reckoned with Ramphechane, and they want to be brand ambassadors. They want to take the brand to the whole world. So I won't mention that name, but these are the high people in South Africa that you listen to most of the time. So they have seen the beauty of the brand and the cleanness of the brand and the social media marketing strategy that we use. So that's what they want to do. But we want to make sure that the fashion-wide, we are the top number 1 in Africa. We want to be able to have a shop in Botswana, have a shop in South Africa, have a shop anywhere because we recently got an invitation in Nigeria. I'll be going to Nigeria very soon, just to check the dynamic of Nigeria, Lagos, the in and out. Is it possible for me to relocate? Is it possible for me to start a brand that side again, the Ramphetshane that side? So there's a lot that is, really focusing on.
Are you going to be having a fully fledged manufacturing operation, or you prefer just to be a distributor?
For me, I think I cannot be fully. But what I can do, I can play out of 100%. Maybe I can play 40% pro.
40%?
40% role. Yes, 40% role. I mean, like maybe I can manufacture t-shirt. I can manufacture socks. I'll be manufacturing flip-flops. I cannot do everything alone. I think it's up to the youth or whoever in Botswana just to see the loophole and tap into the loophole for them to
so
start.
you could theoretically even license the name
Yes.
to other brands, to other manufacturers.
Yes.
Yeah, and just use your brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I get calls international. I get calls most of the time. I get calls, and big companies that manufacture for is it Dolce and Gabbana or something like that?
D&G.
Yes,
Dolce and Gabbana.
Yeah, they always call me and said, we want to produce this thing for you. We can send you sample and all that. How about that? And then I have to rectify. I have to check. I have people that always check for me to see if I'm sending money to scammers or something.
Yeah.
So I have to really check.
Yeah.
So the bigger plan for me is to have Africa that embrace Ramphetshane. And that are able to understand Ramphetshane, that are able to say.
What about IP? Have you done that part? Because IP is very important, intellectual property.
I have done that.
How have you covered yourself?
It's really interesting. I think you'll be the first person to hear this. What I did, Ramphechane, the logo, it's registered under my name, Kutlwano. It's not registered under Ramphetshane company. Ramphetshane, it's a company, but the logo is registered, the trademark is registered under me. So my grandkids, they can have
succession,
yes,
as it were.
So
benefit.
If you want to buy Ramphetshane company, you can buy it. But there are two entities there. It's me and there's a company.
Okay.
So if there's someone want to invest,
and that includes the design.
The design. So
as well as the name.
Yes, as well as the name. So what I've done is that people can come into the company and say, I want to invest.
For those who are not sophisticated to understand, why is it important to register IP for your creation, such as Ramphechane?
Here's the number one problem. If you don't register your trademark, someone can easily go and register, or someone can easily use it in UK, and you won't be paid. Because of what? Because you don't have the licensing certificate to say it's your own brand or it's your own trademark. So it's easy for people to take it and then get away with it. And they can use fake, they can do fake. Who are you going to turn to? The government will never support you. They will be asking for IP certificate, and you won't. So it's a matter. Even investors, when they come into a company, they will want to look for trademark registration and all that. So if you don't have that, they can easily get away with that. They can say, okay, this one is not smart, we'll go and register, and then next time when you see Ramphetshane shop, you'll be shocked. Say, no, this is my brand and all that. They will say, where's the licensing certificate? You can go to court, but you'll never win it.
You'll never win.
Yes.
Okay, you might never win. Although other people would argue otherwise, but you'll have a tougher battle.
You'll have a tougher battle because you'll have to spend a lot of money. But when you go to Luke 6 verse 36, it says, don't fight. I don't fight even now. Because now I have wisdom to know when time to ask for something. I get a lot of calls, investors, we want to invest 1 million, we want to invest. But most of the time, it's because I don't give out so much shares. I say you can own 30% of this company, but you can't own more than. So they get away because I'm going to control everything because that's my brand.
Looking back, would you say that COVID was a net plus or a net minus for you?
Plus.
Why?
It was able to show me what kind of a person I am. It was able to switch a button that I didn't think it was going to be switched.
In your head?
In my head.
Explain that.
By 2019, I was relaxed.
You were relaxed?
I was relaxed. We had a marketing agency, so I was always out. It was fine, it was okay. But COVID-19, I had to come up with a plan. I had to survive. I'm getting old, but I have to survive.
You're still a young man, don't worry.
I'm still a young man, but I want to be somewhere.
Yes.
So, even right now, what I do because of the impact of COVID-19, it's really amazing. Right now, I'm planning to do an online platform, website, whereby whether you are in UK, whatever, you can go on the website and you can easily tap and say, I want slides, and then you can pay by it. Is the impact of what? COVID-19. People didn't want to go to shops more.
They didn't want to?
They didn't want to go to the shops because they didn't want what? COVID-19. So the reason why we introduced, we're going to drop the slides to your doorstep, it was because of what? The impact of COVID-19. Even right now, I can tell you, people don't want to go to the shops.
Not like before.
90% of my clients, they don't want to go to the shops. They will rather say, come and drop it at the office or come and drop it at my house at this time. So we still do what? We still deliver. And also it was a good thing that COVID-19 happened, even though we lost so many people. But because now Botswana now are focused on embracing their own. I embrace Ramphetshane.
Embracing local products.
Local products. So I don't really focus on the negative side of COVID-19. Rather, I focus on the positive side of COVID-19. And also to know that there is so much as a country that we can do. There's so much. I meet young people every day and I get amazed to say, okay, are you a Motswana? And they will be like, yeah, I'm a Motswana. Motswana was a gay. Okay, what do you do? No, I get there 1, 2, 3, and I'll be shocked because COVID-19 was a ticking bomb.
I'm very surprised by the guests I have, people like you. It shows that maybe in some strange way God wanted to awaken us.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, and I don't think God wanted us to be able to see the green pastures over. So that's how I think COVID-19 was able to do. Even though most of people, they lost jobs, but it was a ticking bomb.
As we wrap up, sir, this is the time you get to ask me a question, if you have one.
Okay. This is the question that I want to ask you, Mr. Mogobe. What happened when you started Mogobe Broadcast? What was the initial plan for you?
I needed to find a platform where I could talk to entrepreneurs. I needed a platform where I could inspire, enthuse, energize, motivate, basically. Entrepreneurs, at the same time learn from them. So this platform has lived up to everything that was intended. The ability to interact with entrepreneurs across a vast expanse, and the ability also to get over my phobia of social media and anything tech. So I can say with certainty that we've realized our purpose and we're living our purpose insofar as this podcast is concerned. If there's any complaint from me, it has to do with the fact that the majority of people who watch us don't subscribe. So if for instance the 17,000 plus people who according to YouTube were subscribing, would be over 30,000 subscribers, but we are languishing around 13,000. I shouldn't say languishing because YouTube is a difficult platform. But having said that, I'm living the dream insofar as the podcast is concerned. We want to monetize it more. We want to get more sponsors, but we are not complaining. We'll keep plodding along while we are waiting.
Okay, I think I have an idea.
Yes.
You don't have to pay for it. It's very simple how you can expand, and you don't need a lot of money.
Get closer to the mic and raise your voice.
Yeah, I don't think you need a lot of money. I think you need an idea on how to grow. How to grow.
Yes.
I think it's a matter of you creating a platform whereby, let's say after like 6 months, you book UB Arena, you invite an international speaker on your podcast, and then people get there for free. For 5 times. Just do it for 5 times. And then you'll call me, you'll let me know.
You mean a big name like Zbu or a big name like Oprah?
Big name like DJ Zbu, Joshua Maponga was here. Big names. You need to visit Mbagwayo, get sponsors. The government will support you. I think the government will support you for free. And then have a podcast after 6 months.
And
where
then
people get
free, but the entry requirement is subscribe. At the gate, at the door.
And what you do, you're gonna print a T-shirt. Say for the first 100 people, you're going to subscribe.
Great idea. It's worth exploring. Thank you so much, sir. What I need you to do is to look at that camera and leave the viewer with something uplifting, motivational, as we wrap up.
Viewers at home, I would like to say, every day there's the position that you want to divert your life towards to, whether it's positive or negative. But you need to come up with a plan. How do you want to rescue yourself from that situation? It's very simple. You have ideas that you write down in your diary every day. You keep on saying, in 2020, 30, that's when I will invent them. But God speaks through people. He doesn't speak through dogs or animals. He speaks through people. The idea that God gave you is the idea that God wants you to invent. If you want to own a podcast, start with your small phone, whether it's Huawei or what, pure camera, just start with it. People are going to now follow you because it's God within you that is going to make sure that influence people around you to support you. It's time for you to start. But what I can tell you is that Ramphetshane, we didn't start Ramphetshane with 5,000 people, 10 people. It was only started with 200 people. So you can start everything that you want to start. If you are selling food, you can sell food. I
started my business with 100 people.
Yes. So you can start, and I hope you understand Ramphetshane better, and we can walk the future, because the slogan is very simple: walk the future. So I want you to walk the future starting from today. How can you walk the future with us? You can go on social media platforms: Ramphechane, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ramphechane. You can follow me on Instagram, Kutlwano Makwasa. On Instagram, Kutlwano Makwasa. We can all grow if we walk the future together, especially to the youth. If you see someone else having a dream or having a plan or an idea to invent something, just easily help them, regardless of where they come from, regardless of the situation at home, regardless of their status. What matters the most is you helping someone. God will never help you from anywhere. When you kneel down and say, God help me, God is going to help you through Mr. Mogobe. And you'll be kneeling down and say, thank you, God. The question becomes, why didn't God it's because God doesn't work that way.
He doesn't use manna from heaven anymore.
He uses people. And I can tell you, from where I come from, through the journey, it's because of entrepreneurs around me. When you talk of Wakan's our friend, it's because of my friend, the friend that I call.
Very, very good friend of mine as well. She's actually participating in my mentorship sessions.
That's the person that I call every day. When I have problems, I say, it's overwhelming. The business is overwhelming. She'll be like, let's make it, my guy. Let's make it. And remember, work in the future doesn't require someone to admire you. It requires strangers. And I'll keep on saying this. Strangers.
People you don't know.
When I sold Ramphetshane, the first pair I remember is Obonetse from Marina. A stranger. I would take a bag full of pairs. I remember one day there was a lady by Water Utilities. She said, get out. After telling her that the flip-flop is 200, she said, get out. After 3 months, she called me. She said, bring one pair. So we get the negative
Today's
side.
no is tomorrow's yes.
Yes. And remember, entrepreneurs understand a human being mindset. If they don't support you, it's not like they don't want to. They don't understand your vision, which is very simple.
At that time,
just be like, okay, they don't understand it, but they will meet me at the highest level. By the time they meet you, don't be angry with them. They didn't understand your vision very clearly. So a human being mindset is something that you need to master. When I go on street and sell, I can literally take a bag full of slides and then go on street, go on the roads. And
yourself, then you sell in the street yourself, direct?
I sell directly to my clients because there are companies that wanted to stop my brand. But I said no, because I want to mastermind everything before anything else. Right now, I won't know if they wanted tights. I won't know they wanted windbreakers. I won't have known if
you don't interact with them.
Yeah, if I don't interact with them. So, but I had to do what? I had to interact with them. Yeah. So, interacting with them, it gives me an idea on how to implement the next stage better, even better.
Wow. Well, time is not on our side. Would you care to give them all your social contacts as well as physical addresses, anything where people can reach you, where you are contactable?
Yes. Viewers at home, you can contact us on 77 65 58 45. 77 65 58 45. That's 77 65 58 45.
Is that your
WhatsApp? On social media, it's Ramphetshane, Instagram and Facebook. That's Ramphechane. Even TikTok, Ramphechane, at Ramphetshane. And you can be able to check us on Instagram by making sure that you order through Instagram, by DM, which is direct message, on Facebook, which is direct message, on Messenger, which is Messenger, or you can call us on that number, or you can WhatsApp anytime you receive a call. There's nothing like we close the shop.
Thank you very much indeed. You've been a wonderful guest. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mogobe.